Hello and welcome to another haul video. This video contains 4 items that I found at a thrift store, and the rest is from yard sales. I went yard sailing today. Today's Saturday. I mentioned 2 videos ago about the frustrations of yard sailing. So I was out a total of about 5 hours, drove I think around 48 miles. Was it worth what I got? Well, you can tell me what you think. But I think just like anything, even the bins, I drive almost 40 miles round trip to the bins, and sometimes it's like, oh, and I spend the entire day, and sometimes like, was that really worth the entire day and 40 miles? And then sometimes it makes up for those other times. In Vegas, we have a lot of, I've mentioned I like community yard sales. We have these master communities. So it's a huge amount of space, miles and miles and miles of master community, and within it are all these smaller communities. They have their own name. A lot of times they're gated. They each have their own gate. So these master communities do a community yard sale for the entire thing, and they stick their HOA signs in front of every different little subdivision. They open the gates, but you don't know that there's actually people in there having a yard sale. And for some reason, not a lot of people think to go put their own sign up front. And so I did go through a few of those, and then I was just like, I'm driving around and around and around. There's not a single yard sale. And I was in, I think, 2 of those master community Saturday yard sales, community yard sales. I need to stay away from the master communities. Those are not worth my time and gas. But anyway, I did get some stuff. So let's start with what I got at the thrift store. This is Robert Graham. Robert Graham used to be great, not so much anymore. I did recently sell 2 Robert Graham shirts, but this was what's interesting. So the guy, one was quite expensive. I had priced it up because it was new with tag. It was, I think, like a $250 shirt retail. And he sent me a reasonable offer, and I accepted it. The day he received it, he bought another one from me. This one was priced lower, but he didn't offer. He just bought it, which is odd because he knows he could make an offer. He did it with the first one, but maybe he was just, very happy with the transaction, and this one cost less, so he figured I'll just buy it. Anyway, I was happy for that. This one's a size small. Robert Graham, if you don't know, makes men's shirts that what they're known for is using a different fabric, so they wear this up. Like if you watched Modern Family, Cameron wore Robert Graham a lot, and then they have the different color in there. So I will still pick it up if I like it, and it's not priced too much because it is a much slower mover. You can't price it what you used to. But I mean, that inevitably happens to, most companies. This is a size small, and it's the tailored fit. Then I probably paid more than I should have for these, but these are Madewell, and they are the darted barrel leg jeans. So everybody's all about barrel leg jeans, and I've never even seen a pair. So when I saw these were barrel leg, I was like, I want these. I've never had a pair of barrel leg jeans. If they were my size, I would try them on. They're 28, so they'd probably be too big. And they're also short, and I'm not sure if they're meant to be an ankle jean or they're just for short people. That I have not looked up because it's not called the darted barrel leg ankle jean. So I don't know. And this, does it have a date on it? So this is from Holiday 2025, very recent. Because I didn't mind paying up a little bit for this. I mean, at the thrift store, I paid up for everything, right? Okay, this next item. I don't normally buy running shoes or sneakers. I have them occasionally, but I used to get my shoes primarily at the bins, and getting sneakers at the bins is very difficult because the sneaker people, they come in like, I don't know, the Tasmanian devil or a tornado, and they go, and in 3 minutes they're out with carts full of sneakers. Plus the sneakers tend to be very, very used there. So I don't even get involved with that. But I actually have 2 pair of sneakers in this haul. These, I saw them and I was like, these are interesting. And they're in such amazing condition that I don't even need to wipe them down. They are the Nike, let's see if you can see it. Have a Nike Day shoes. They have the little swoosh happy face. So I thought it was really cool. I think they're men's 10.5. The comps on these, some were like, not so good, and some were actually pretty good. So I was like, considering the condition, I want to give them a try. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not putting anything like this on Facebook Marketplace if they don't sell. I mean, I guess I could and just not put the name of it, but they just automatically call it counterfeit if it says Nike in it. And I had a couple of Nike things, and so they threatened me to shut down my account or whatever. Like, you're saying it's counterfeit just based on the fact that it's Nike. So you can't sell Nike. And so they actually called me. I arranged a phone call, and they said, just don't put the name of the brand name in anything. Like, that's pretty stupid. I mean, if you actually think they're counterfeit, I shouldn't be selling them at all. But anyway. The last thing, this was the first thing I found actually. These did not have a price on them, but it wasn't Goodwill. So they do price if you show it to them. They put a sticker, and then they usually take a Sharpie and write the number at the bottom. So like if it's 1995 or whatever, they'll write 20 in Sharpie on the bottom. This didn't have the sticker or that. So I was like, can you get this priced? I said, they're pretty beat up, but I like them because I didn't want them to price them high. They are pretty beat up. They are a pair of brown leather boots, and I was pleasantly surprised when I looked inside and saw that they are Lucchese. Now, I have found Lucchese at the bins that I was convinced were fake, and I left them, but that was a while ago, and now I use AI to help me, and I find Google Gemini to be pretty good at it. So they said this was real based on a number of factors. Something about, I can't remember what it was. They spotted something that Lucchese uses in all their boots that were in these. And they said, even though there's no size, which is a bummer. These are vintage, and very often, as you can see, that's just a stamp, and it rubs off. So it's not uncommon. Now I have to figure, I'm going to clean them up. I have to figure the size. I tried it on. They're definitely men's because I can tell by the width. And I'm feeling like they're a men's maybe 9 or 10. One of the guys I work with wears a size 10. I'm going to bring this in and have him try them on. And if he is not sure, there's another guy that, there's some people there that I would never ask because I just don't like them. But there's another one, and he's kind of short, so I suspect he has small feet. So I would not be afraid to ask him to try them on. So we'll see what happens. It's good to know people with, have access to people with various foot sizes. That is what I got at the thrift store. So nothing too amazing, but I'm okay with that. Now on to the yard sale portion of this video. I got a couple of hats. When I was getting dressed this morning and picking out my hat, I thought, I gotta wear hats more often. I have a lot of hats. I just need to start wearing them. And then I ended up picking a hat that I may end up keeping. I'm not sure. I didn't Google it. I didn't look at comps, so I don't know if it's worth anything, but I liked it and figured, well, I could keep it. I don't normally like bling on a hat, but I thought this was kind of cool, and it says, "Dead men tell no tales." I just noticed that it's not really a baseball cap. It's got that flat top. Want to see me with hat hair? Ah! It's got a hook and loop closure in the back. Let's see how this style works for me. Oh, I don't dislike it. What do you think? We'll see. I will look, and if it's worth anything, well, I might as well try on the other hat. This is a cloche with a bow. Very retro. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I could be the backup for this too. But I think I could probably list this for around 30. I don't want to list anything. I'm avoiding listing anything at like 18 because all the stuff that I have lowered to 18, I'm now also putting on Facebook Marketplace for like $1 to $5. I don't want any of that stuff. It's all old. It's too low. So I'm trying not to list new things at 18, but I could if I think it's a fast flip or it's very easy to list. But this is Kate Spade, New York. Hats off. So it was $1. Figured I'd try it. I actually only got 2 pieces of clothing in all of those 48 miles, 5 hours. There was a Baltic born dress I was on the fence about because I just picked up Baltic born. It was very pretty. It was $5, but it was an extra small. I was like, first of all, a party dress, all lace, not full length, is going to be a slower mover. And then the fact that it's extra small, the little voice in my head said, just step away, step away. You don't need it. If you needed it, that'd be a different story. It was very pretty. But anyway, this is, I'm not familiar with this brand. I did a quick look up to see if anything, you know, if it was like some crappy brand that sells for, you know, like $15. But I saw some decent comps just on the label. It's called Love the Label. And I mostly picked it up because I thought it was so pretty and perfect for the season. And I am still trying to get some stuff for the season. So it's, I guess you could wear it off the shoulder like that, or you could wear it up like that. This is not something I would ever wear. It's got smocked elastic in the back and this tiered skirt. Very pretty. Feels like a nice cotton. I would say it's 100% cotton, but I can't find the thing right now, so I'm not going to worry about that. Are you familiar with that brand? Is that a decent brand? I doubt it's a bolo, but whatever. Now, I have a men's suit jacket in this brand, and it's just sitting there, but I have it priced very high. It's a very high priced jacket. It's new with tag, and I do need to reevaluate, maybe lower the price slightly, but I couldn't resist this one because this too, I believe, is new. Well, it must be new with tag because otherwise he just attached the tag again. The brand is Talia, T-A-L-L-I-A. It is $175. I feel like $175 for a men's suit is not expensive. But it did come from Macy's because, not just because it has a Macy's hanger, but because it has a Macy's sticker on this tag. There was also a Macy's like dust jacket or whatever garment bag, but this woman picked up this other suit and she took the garment bag that was with this. Oh, what? Anyway, doesn't matter. Just a very nice classic men's suit, pants. It's got a little pocket. What is that supposed to be? I'm not even sure if it's a real pocket or if it's a welt pocket. It's not open, but you know, a lot of times pockets are sewn shut, but this one is not sewn shut. And neither is that one, and neither is that one. So I'm guessing that's just for design. And the size is 34 waist, 30 long. I may sit on this for a while, but que sera, sera. All right, I mentioned this brand in a recent video. Can't remember if it's my last one or the one before. How I had 2 of them that have never sold, and yet I bought another one, and now I have a 4th one. If I sell, no, when/if I sell one, I'm gonna have to do a YouTube short or something just to celebrate. And so I'm not sure why I picked it up, but it is another Michael Kors. I believe this is the Charlotte Tote. I would not use this because I am not a fan of this MK all over. Not really into any of that. Same with the Coach bags. I have one that I couldn't sell that I kept for a while, and I may still put it on Facebook Marketplace, but it's black on black. But normally I just prefer, like I have a Michael Kors bag that's a solid black leather. That's very nice. And I am the backup plan for that. If it doesn't sell, I will keep it. But, I did look these up. A lot of them are listed high. What does that actually mean? Michael Kors. It's that Maybe this is also the Saffiano leather, like the last tote that I initially thought wasn't leather. Does it say? The tag doesn't say what it's made out of. It doesn't say it's leather, but it doesn't say it's not leather. I'm guessing it's leather. I'll look it up and maybe put it here. And now, oh wait, one other bag. Oh, hey, I'm already a winner. 35 cents. Oh, ka-ching. Now I'm looking for more. This felt nice. Beaded, crossbody bag, adjustable. And then I looked at the brand and it's like, I have looked up this brand before. I don't think I've ever had it. And I think I had the same problem, or maybe not. I don't know. I can't really remember. But I knew I looked it up. Maybe it was online auctions. It looks like the brand is Dry Any. Like Dry Any. So I put in Dry Any and everything that came up was Oriani. And I'm looking. I'm like, no, that's a D. That's definitely a D. It's definitely, okay, it's a no. Anyway, this brand seems to sell or at least get listed pretty high. I didn't look that closely because I liked it. It feels fantastic. And I was just like, and it was cheap. So I'm like, well, I'm getting it. And now I get to try a new brand. I'm looking for any kind of tag so I can see where it's made. It's made in India, 100% leather. Is India known for good leather? Well, I don't know if they're known for it, but it is good leather. I am not the stud wearing type person, but I would still use this if I had to. Okay, now I have footwear and then we're done. So this is not a long video. This is definitely not a Bolo brand, but these are cute enough to be worth it. This is Circus New York by Sam Edelman. And look how cute they are. It's a lug-soled loafer with Sherpa, would you say? Oh, she paid $25 for it at the thrift store. I hope she got a discount. So the best thing to get out the silver Sharpie for me is a magic eraser and Scrubbing Bubbles foam. I do have a totally awesome oven spray that I'll probably use first because that gets almost everything out. And that's actually downstairs. And otherwise I have to bring them upstairs for the foam. But the silver Sharpie is much easier to get out than black Sharpie. So anyway, they're a size 7, which is too bad because that's a little bit on the small side and too small for me. Not that I would keep them, but I would want to. I'd be like, maybe they won't sell and I'll be forced to keep them. But anyway, how cute are they? I think I saw a pair listed at 50. I don't remember if I looked at sold comps, but if I can list them at 50, I'm comfortable with that. Here's the second pair of sneakers that I got. Coincidentally, they are also Nikes. These are called, do they have a name? Well, it's, oh yeah. It's the Kyrie 7. Some of the comps for Kyrie 7, and I think the comps for this pair were actually really good. I didn't look that closely because, you know, at yard sales, you know, not that I'm concerned with what they think about me, but still, it's like, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. They're in excellent condition. She had 2 pair, and the other pair were not in as great condition. And I was like, okay, I'm only going to get one. I actually offered her half what she was asking. Because what happened, she told me how much they were. I'm like, okay, and I put them back. She goes, well, what would you pay? And so I told her, and she's like, okay, I'll do that. I'm like, all right. I will negotiate at yard sales. But I always say, she told me how much it was, and I put it back. She goes, what would you pay? And I told her, I said, but don't worry about it. You know, you charge what you're comfortable with. So anyway, I have, sorry, my mind wanders. I have one item that's not shoes. This woman literally came to my car and knocked on the window. She goes, you know, roll it down. You can tell we're old when we say something like roll it down. because I was doing a U-turn and she thought I was driving away. She's like, are you looking for something in particular? I was like, no, I'm going to come and look at everything you have. She goes, oh, I thought you were leaving. I'm like, no, just, parking. Don't want to stay in the middle of the street. Anyway, this is Tom Dixon London. You just look at this and you think, I bet this is overpriced. And it's Hand Body Balm. Tom Dixon London, ginger, vetiver, cardamom. Ooh, I bet that's nice. Underground. So I looked this up and I actually couldn't find, I did a lens search and I couldn't find this exact product, but I did find other Tom Dixon products that are like crazy expensive. So it's like, it's $1 and I use a lot of lotion. So I'm going to pick it up and then I will do some research. And if it's worth anything, I'll sell it. And if it's not worth enough, I'll use it. I'm going to give it a whiff. It feels very full. She hasn't used it. It's full. I don't know. Anyway, she had some of the other hair. You know what I was going to say is weird? I know, my mind keeps going off the rail. How, like, just on any given day, you'll notice something and you'll see it in several places. So the first yard sale I stopped at, they had 2 boxes full of Starbucks cups, the big plastic ones with the straws, not mugs. And this woman, clearly, it was her daughter, clearly just bought all of them and didn't use them. They were completely new. The prices on the bottom ranged from $24.95 to $29.95. I mean, I can't even imagine the money she spent on that. She wanted $5 a piece, but it's just not a category I know. And I don't believe that stuff does as well as it used to. I picked out like 3 and searched, and the comps were just not worth it for me. If you're a volume seller, like if they'd been $1 or $2 in your volume seller, it'd be worth it. You could load them all together, whatever, quick and easy listing, and then sell it for, I don't know, what, $10 to $15. But then at 2 other yard sales, they had the same cups, not as many. And then the daughter also had one Stanley cup, which I didn't buy for various reasons. It was missing the straw. It had, I don't know, it had a couple issues. And the last time I looked up Stanley, it wasn't worth it to me. And then I found another yard sale that had all Stanley cup stuff, all new. Like, great if you like that kind of thing and you wanted to buy it for yourself. But I was just like, it's a whole new category for me. I'd have to do a deep dive because they weren't giving them away. So it didn't happen. But anyway, back to our regularly scheduled haul. These are Zodiac ankle boots, Western boots. Sorry. They've got the buckles on the side. They're a metallic. I don't know. Can you see what color would you call this? Very clean, very little wear. I believe these are a size 10. Oh, they paid $35. And lastly, I have a pair of Ariat boots. They're a square toe. I kind of want a pair of boots. I don't know if I want the square toe or the snip toe. Maybe either. It does have some discoloration here, but that's how boots get. And these are a size 8. I don't know how Ariat runs. I can't remember. Because in cowboy boots, I always wear weird sizes. Like in Justin, when I used to have Justin boots, I think I wore like a 7.5, and I'm an 8.5 to 9. So they run kind of weird. These are the, do they have a name on them? They don't, but they have it says Ariat ATS, All Terrain or something. I don't know. I have another pair of all of those. So like they have the rubber bottoms. This is not cowboy dancing because you need a leather sole for that. So it slides on the hardwood floor. Anyway, that is what I got. That is what happened after 48 miles and 5 hours of yard sailing. Not fabulous, is it? But I have some things to list. I'm happy about that. Next weekend's one of my favorite yard sales. it's a community yard sale and it's huge, but it's not a master community. It's just, it's difficult to get through it all, but they give you a map. They give you a list of everybody who said they were doing it. So you have all the addresses. It's like 4 pages. I usually start out following it, but eventually I just start driving. People put up signs. There's signs everywhere. You drive up one of the streets and, you know, with all the streets off of it, and there will be signs saying yard sale that way. So it's much better. Now, I have not done that well there the last couple of times, but I know I'm not going to do as well at yard sales as anyway, because I'm pickier and I'm taking less, and that is fine. I do enjoy the process though. So like, you could say, no, that wasn't worth 5 hours. That wasn't worth 48 miles of driving, but I enjoy it. And when you score, you can really score. And I have, you know, done that before. So thank you for joining me. I know that even if it's really bad next weekend, I will have enough for a video, but maybe I shouldn't say that because I cursed myself. Hopefully I'll have a video next week of that one. Right? Okay. Thank you. See you soon. Bye now.